But I found this like piece of an urn. Ramadan. So today we're just going over to this little Roman cistern. It was the water supply for the town of Vodice. Vodice still exists. It's right next to Scheveningen. More olive tree gardens. Nice little country path on another surprisingly warm day for this time of the year. Yep. Cool little chapel thing. There was also like the remains of an Illyrian settlement near here. Illyrians were here before the Romans. Stone walls, they just were old property markers. When I first came here, I thought they were some kind of fortification, but this thing's pretty cool.
Do you know what is it?
No.
It's called bunya.
What's a bunya?
Bunya is a small countryside shelter. Back in the days, people built it to have shelter from rain or bad weather, because they didn't have the cars. They would go to their fields with the donkeys or horses.
That's the first time I've seen a bunya.
Yeah, so it was better idea to have a small shelter in case of rain or something.
Pretty cool. Thank you for those facts.
No problem, you're welcome. Yeah.
Got the roots growing out of it. Yeah, that wall's been there for a while. These little brown signs mark like little historical things. So there's something over here. Oh, it's right here. So here's the cistern, which was just built in the 1st or 2nd century for, obviously, as a water source for the inhabitants. There's supposed to be a villa nearby that they haven't discovered yet, but there's a ton of like undiscovered stuff in Croatia. Yeah, like almost like an underground water source that's probably a few meters deep. Should we do as the Romans and get some diarrhea? Now you can actually drink like a lot of the running water in Croatia. You can just drink it straight out the river. But this is pretty still water, so I don't know about that one. As I almost fell in this shit. Trying to do a cool shot. Well, take two. All right. Yeah, so water actually came out of that.
Yeah.
That's why they use these rocks here. It's kind of like a natural pool. Well.
Yeah, too bad that they didn't discover the villa.
Yeah, we can go find it.
Yeah.
On the next episode of Bootleg Archaeology. So at the top of the hill there is the old Liburnian settlement, which was, and then later Roman. They built it around a lot of Illyrian settlements. So the Illyrians were like a couple different tribes of pre-Roman people that were inhabiting, today Croatia from like, I believe around the 5th century BC they started showing up. They gave the Romans some problems. There was also like a famous Illyrian pirate queen. She actually gave the Romans a lot of issues, but the Romans eventually integrated and conquered them like they did for everything else. So here's the remains of the old necropolis, which literally means like city of the dead or just graveyard. Here, a little bit down the hill from the actual settlement up there. Not much left. And they left a lot of ornaments and pottery and stuff behind. This is the remains of the Hill-fort that was later a Liburnian settlement and then Roman. Place is over 2,500 years old. Probably originally established in the 7th century BC. It's always cool to be knowing that you're walking on a spot with over 2,500 years of history. It's, you know, it's always kind of mind-blowing. Now these dry stone walls are actually the oldest ones. You'd think they want to be like one of the newer ones, but these have been here for over 2,500 years. You see these giant blocks they used to use, and they didn't use any plaster or anything. And the remains of houses, workshops, stables. People walking around here over 2,500 years ago. It's crazy. Just built right into the rocks. I actually found like an old piece of pottery. It's pretty cool though. And what I think it is actually like a piece of a burial urn. Because there's like some bones. Some of them look human. So I'll leave this here. Bootleg archaeology.
It might be a bone though.
No, it's not a bone.
It is, it's shallow.
Bone of an animal. That's not a human bone.
Doesn't look like human.
Some kind of horn. Pretty cool. Anyways. So here we are at the acropolis of, or basically the peak. So this might have been like a temple. Looks to be like the highest building on the peak. Yeah, so this is the acropolis. You can see Sheepneck over there in the distance. Vodice. This is probably the temple that, or whatever the most important buildings would have been back then. You know, over like 2,700 years ago. It's just yesterday by Croatian standards. Well, pretty cool little trip. We didn't even really plan this. It was just like, which again, just speaks to how beautiful this country really is. Until next time, vidimo se.